Hi, today we're going to be solving basic inequalities. Let's get started. So these four inequality signs that we have learned, these signs will mostly stay the same unless you multiply by a negative number. Okay, let's see what this means. So we have an example of 5 is greater than 3, and we know that is true. But when I multiply both sides by negative 1, undo 3 times negative 1, then I get that negative 5 is greater than negative 3, but this is not true. So what do? When we multiply or divide by a negative number, the sign switches. So what do we have? We now would have that negative 5 is less than negative 3. Let's do another quick example, to make sure that this is clear. Okay. So let's say I have 7 is less than 13. And if I multiply both of them by negative 2, I would get negative 14. I need to switch my signs, is greater than negative 26. Okay. So the same rules apply as they did when we were doing regular, simple equation solving. You first have to isolate the variable, and next, what you do on one side, you do to the other. Okay, so let's do some examples. So example, x plus 1 is less than 3. So what we're going to do is, we want to isolate the variable, so we're going to subtract 1 from each side. And then we get x is less than 2. And this is the solution for this equation. Let's try the next one. So we have 3x plus 5 is less than or equal to 10. Okay, so we want to isolate the variable again. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract a 5 from both sides. Okay, so now we have 3x is less than or equal to 5. And then dividing by 3 on both sides, we have 5 thirds. So x is less than or equal to 5 thirds. Okay, now let's look at an example with negative numbers, just so we get some practice with negative. Let's say instead of a 3x, this was a negative 3x. So we had negative 3x plus 5 is less than or equal to 10. Okay? So we have, now what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 5 again. 5 minus 5 less than or equal to 10 minus 5. This means that negative 3x is less than or equal to 5. And this time we need to divide by negative 3 to isolate the variable. So we do x is greater than or equal to, because remember we have to switch the sign to negative 5 over 3. So x is greater than or equal to negative 5 thirds. Okay, so I hope that helped, and I hope to see you soon.